Hi Positive Readers, it's Ben here, Positive Writer, and today we're going to be talking about my least favorite books in 2018. 2018 has been the best year ever. It has been the best reading year and the best year period. But, you know, when you have greatness, you also have the flip side of horribleness. So we have all the bad books I read this year because there were surprisingly a lot of them. They were thankfully stretched out. Well, some of them weren't, but like a lot of them were stretched out over the course of like the whole year. So I didn't read like a whole bunch of bad books back to back until recently. But we're going to be talking about them today, and I hope you did not like any of these books. But if you did, you know, good for you. Glad you're not as miserable as me over them. So the first book I have on this list is The Rose and the Dagger by Renee Ahdieh. Second book to Wrath in the Dawn, which is over there, but it wasn't the most trash on this list, obviously. We're going to go to the top trash. But it wasn't that bad, but it was bad because I enjoyed it, but then by the end, it was so confusing. It was like somebody died, but then didn't die. It was really not okay. Yeah, it wasn't okay. I didn't enjoy it. It wasn't, like, sometimes I'm the person who, when something ends well, the whole thing is good. And if it ended bad, then that just makes the whole thing bad, and now I'm just triggered. So, next book on this list is Stalking Jack the Ripper by Kerri Maniscalco. I freaking hated this book. This book is so low on this list, I was trying to think, like, why is it so low? But it's because I did enjoy the mystery of it, but the romance and the main characters were literally the most annoying people I've ever seen in any book ever. So I was just so annoyed that I literally was like, it made the experience really excruciatingly bad. But I enjoyed the romance, not the romance, oh my god, please kill me for saying that. I enjoyed the mystery aspect of it, and I didn't predict the ending, which is usually what I do in books that have mystery in them, but that made it better, so that's why it's so low on this list. So you better be happy you had some redeeming qualities. I have my list over here, but anyway, the next book on this list is A Court of Wings and Ruin by Sarah J. Maas. This book was legitimate garbage. It's so low because there are more garbage, but this book was horrible because it was horrible, but I did laugh a lot. It was really annoying because it was like 699 pages, and that's a lot of pages to be trashed. And I expected it to get better, but it really, literally got worse. So it was horrible. I hated it so much. Especially after Aftermath, it was just such a freaking letdown. I really disliked it. You can watch my vlog and my review of it, and when I talk about it kind of in depth, so, you know, and it's pretty funny because I've rewatched it a bunch of times. Warcross by Marie Lu is next on the list. This book I read really early in this year. I never did a review because it didn't deserve it, but literally the book, I enjoyed it at first. I love the concept of the book. The entire concept of there's a society where they have this gigantic game where people like go inside and they can be whoever they want to be, and people like take it really seriously. I love that. Like, I wish we had that in real life. I would completely be on that train. But again, with these freaking characters that are horrible in these books that have good plots, because the main character, she was cool at first because she was willing to do whatever it took to survive and to do what she needed to do, and she was really cool. She didn't care. She was just like this person who was just like, I'm the one. I'm gonna get my stuff done. I know nonsense. But then she met the freaking love interest, which is garbage. She was garbage. Their scenes were garbage, but she met him and then completely became retarded. Didn't do anything good. Did stupid stuff. It was just like, you digressed. You really digressed. I'm going to read the second book because I always give second books a try. And it happened with The Young Elites. I didn't like it as much. And then picked up the second book like years later and literally am in love with it still to this day. So I'm going to give it a try. The second book, the last book, actually, is a duology. But I just really did not like that. The next book is Roseblood. I don't even remember who this is by because I don't care. But I read it during the booktubeathon and it was legitimately so annoying. The first part was good. I'm not going to say anything. The first part of a lot of these books were good. But then the end part, it was just... So the first part, the two main characters that are supposed to be, it's a retelling of the Phantom of the Opera. And the two main characters who were supposed to be like the love interest and the main character or whatever, they were not together the first half of the book. They were like not even, they didn't really know each other or anything. Yeah, they're both like kind of like a mystery to each other, and that was my favorite part because the love interest kind of had its own existence and stuff, and then the other character had her own existence, and they were trying to figure out all that type of stuff, and it was interesting. I was enjoying it, okay? But then when they met up, it was just so freaking cringy and generic, and that's another thing a lot of these books had, genericism. Gross. But yeah, they were just so annoying to me, and I literally, like, when I got done with it, I threw the book because I was so done. But I read it for book 2 was on, so I had to finish it, you know, because I'm loyal to the cause. The next book this is number 2, because we're getting to the good stuff equals the bad stuff in this list. But the next book on this list is Girls of Paper and Fire. Wow, that's nice. Girls of Paper and Fire by Natasha Nyan. This book looks so beautiful. I got it out of a Fairy Loot box, and I really thought it was going to be the thing. Like, I thought it was going to be so good, and it wasn't at all. Oh my god, the first part, you know how a book starts off, and you're like, okay, you're okay with it being trash, a little bit trash, because you know that character development is a thing, plot development is a thing, world building is a thing. It's going to get better, you know, but it didn't. It literally got worse. The characters did not develop at all. It was super cliche to me at all. It had a lot of themes in it that I really disliked. I had seen too many times in books, and it wasn't even done well. I was just like, oh my god, I was so done with it. Honestly, I'm done. It was horrible. So I let it lay on the floor for a while after I finished it. The last book on this list, the most horrible book of 2018, you guys. If you're not surprised by this book being on this list at the top, then you do not know me, and you should. But this book is War Storm by Victoria Aveyard. This freaking book was so bad. I have never given a book a 1-star review ever. Okay? But that book got a 1-star review. I literally disliked it so much. You can go watch my review of it. I was the maddest person ever. Like, my other rants are pretty funny because I'm pretty, like, sarcastic and laugh a lot and stuff. But no. War Storm, I did not laugh at all. It was horrible. My soul was caving in. Because the book was, first of all, too freaking long. It was like 700 pages. Like, compared to the other 3 books that were like 300, 400, maybe 500 almost pages. And it was not even like, okay, a longer book. I love long books. But it was like a long book that had like nothing in it. It was just like scenes stretched on for like a lot of pages. Just people doing useless things. It was so bad. I freaking hated it. And it was just so bad. The treatment of my favorite character, not obviously, but in this book was legitimate garbage. He was barely in it, even though he's really important to the plot and the series. And it was just really disgusting. I really disliked it. Like, the last, like, 40 pages was when actual stuff started happening. Literally, the entire rest of the book was, like, dinner parties and useless sex scenes that weren't even good. And then, like, what else happened? Like, a freaking meeting. It was just so bad. I have to say, it was very bad. I was really excited for it because it's the last book in the Red Queen series, and I really wanted to like it because, you know, it was the last book. I was ready to wrap up with these characters, but no. I literally hated everyone in the book except for my favorite character, Maven, and that's just that. I hated the book so much. I'm glad I just went on a rant because that's what it deserves. Or you can just go watch my 10-minute rant on the actual book itself when I talk about spoilers. If you have read the book, then you should go do that. Maybe not if you liked it, but those are my books that I hated of 2018. Hopefully next year it's even better with even trashier books, because when the books are trash, other books are good. So that's my philosophy. You know, when you read really bad books, you read really, really good ones too. And that's what happened this year, because we got a whole bunch of good books out of all these like trash ones. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you had better books than me. I hope you didn't read any of these bad books, because why would you do that to yourself? But I love you all. I'll see you later with another video. Bye.